So today we are going to talk all things customer support. We are going to give really a presentation. This is really like the first time that we've done this. And Duquesne and I, when we were talking last week, we really were like looking at our calendar and our list of of things, which Duquesne is here. I just gave him access. Good morning, Duquesne. It's nice to see your face. Um, that we felt like there was a really good need to give like a basic of this is root customer support. This is really what we do. Really appropriate times to put something in a silver or a platinum or even on the Telegram channel chat, or it's best to contact customer support.
I think it's going to be
Also,
convincing to a fact that you should at least just give it a try.
Yep,
So the link is
exactly.
down there.
Like and
hold on, where are we at? Who's talking there?
I think it was Clayton because he's on a call, but I muted him.
Thank you.
He's finishing a call and then he'll be on here.
So really hold on here. Okay. So really the understanding that we wanted to go through is one, talk a lot about some of our metrics with customer support, some best practices with customer support, the systems in which you can communicate with customer support, and some good, really just kind of standard operating procedures around the customer support team and really introducing you to the support team. So I know I do have.
Can I add one thing, Patrick, too?
I would love for you to.
I know we're going to dig in deep to the FAQ page as well, because we kind of, Matt, shout out Matt, completely redid that. And I feel like we didn't.
Oh, I thought I was off mute.
We didn't give it a lot of attention. So we want to make sure that you all understand what's all on the FAQ page, because honestly, it probably fixes 50% of our most common problems now. And
we actually have a graph that shows how much tickets have come down and the increase in people finding out solutions to their own problems. So to Duquesne's point, yes, we have a stat that basically is showing that a large percentage of our customers are through interaction with the chatbot and also interacting with the FAQ page. They're finding their own answers to their questions, which is one, great, which means that our response times are much faster, et cetera, et cetera. So without further ado, I do want to introduce Matt. I know a lot of you already know him. He's here on the call. Hey, Matt, good morning. It's nice to see you. Actually, good evening from Slovenia.
Hey, guys. Hey, everybody. Hey, Patrick.
So Matt has really taken on managing the customer support team. We have agents in multiple different continents and countries. Matt has assisted in really the onboarding of this new CRM, Zendesk, which we're going to be talking about. When I say CRM, it's really just a customer relations management tool. It's really how we interact with our customers, why we want customers to contact us through the chat, the email, or phone, because it's tracked. And so let's say, because they're on my front page, Roland, Sandy, Astrid, and Dominique all contact customer support about a common issue. Matt can see some data and we can figure out maybe updating or making changes to the website or to the checkout process. And that's really been our guiding light and our North Star for some of the things that we've implemented or some of the changes that we've made, is that we've seen an uptick in maybe questions about a common issue, or somebody suggested not too long ago about putting the MassPay FAQ on the wallet withdrawal page so that they understand the interaction and the relationship from root to MassPay, and really what happens after you hit that withdrawal request, that your money just doesn't go into like the ether. So again, I'm really giving you a really basic understanding of what our goals are today, to talk to you about customer support, what it is that we're doing, and some of the incredible feedback and data that we've seen after having like a really full year of one, bringing on board Zendesk, which is our customer support tool that we use, and implementing, which Matt has single-handedly done, posting and launching a lot of the FAQ subjects about some of the common issues that you guys might find. So without further ado, Duquesne, hey, Clay, good morning.
I'm back, baby.
Let's go.
What are we going over? Do I get to throw some stuff in here?
Not yet, but we got some stuff that we can go through, and you can chime in whenever you want, of course. Please.
Do your thing, and then I'm gonna throw some things in here. What day is it?
Today's Monday.
That was the 17th. Thank God, because I was thinking it's the week of the 20th. You guys know next week I'm giving away $5,000 for somebody that actually shows up on an RPS call.
Mm-hmm.
Hold, did we make sure that we said that properly? You actually have to be in attendance this time. So if you've got, there's two sides to this equation. There's going to be a bunch of people that tell people not to show up.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I didn't think about that.
But if you also understand marketing, you might want to tell every one of your customers that's an RPS member that on the 28th, you might want to show up because you could win $5,000 that fast.
It's a great way to get new RPS members in the next week and a half too.
Hold on. If you create an RPS account now,
you still are in it.
$5,000 in a week.
Yeah.
What?
I'm still disappointed employees aren't allowed to win, but it's okay.
I'll send you $5,000 as a consolation if you need it.
No, I'm fine, Clay. I'm in the dog. This is off topic. I'm in the doghouse with Clayton because my Father's Day gift didn't come. I think I got ripped off by Pinterest. So I had to order a new gift last night. Hopefully it comes in soon. All right, back to you, Matt. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm gonna go through this deck that Matt created. And him and I worked on it over the weekend and then a little bit this morning. So we're gonna go through really the Root Brands customer support and really a short guide about that. There we go. Boom. So I really wanted to talk through Zendesk. I know that I've communicated. So there's several different ways in which we talk or communicate or correspond with customers and ambassadors and customers. Everyone is the same. If they're making a purchase, they're a customer. And so that interaction we want to make is one of 5-star and top notch. The one thing that I will explain to everyone, and Duquesne, please, if you can, keep an eye on the chat. If anything pops through, I see you keeping an eye there. Is that we have two distinctions for a customer, and I really want to set that precedence to Clay and Duquesne's point, is that RPS and regular customers have two channels to communicate with customer support, which a lot of people don't know, and or they forget about when there is an issue. And so what I really want to make sure is that if you're an ambassador and somebody in your downline or one of your customers has an issue, or if you're just a customer, if you are an RPS member, it behooves you to go to the VIP support tab in your RPS back office to communicate with customer support. You get pushed to the top of the line, you get VIP support. And I think from what I remember, Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, it's usually 6 to 10 hours of a reaction or response time from VIP support. Is that correct?
I actually go lower than that, which is better because we don't get as many tickets from emails and correspondence from RPS customers. So we don't get a lot of emails on that side. So we handle those really, really, really quickly.
So again, please communicate with your customers. Not only are we giving away $5,000 to be an RPS member, but you get first access to getting customer support. So if there is an issue, and I'm dealing with this with a couple of like products that I've purchased where there is a customer support issue where I'm communicating, and it's like the highest of importance right now for me, right? Like I'm waiting for like my plunge. So I cold plunge every morning, but I haven't been able to because mine's been broke. And so I'm communicating with their customer support, and it's like, I just want my stuff fixed. And so I get it. So I know that when you're dealing with support, it's sometimes you want to get your answer immediately. You don't want to wait. And so please, if you are an RPS member, use that VIP support on the RPS back office page. So a couple different ways. Yeah.
Can I add a few things too? I
Please.
just want to, because this is the ambassador community, and I know you all are all going to marketing and sales. That's how your minds work, which is why you all are here. I just want to remind you all that that's a great tool or a great thing to throw out when you're marketing or pitching RPS to people. So not only do they get the free shipping, but you can tell them they get a personal line for customer service. So, you know, that might mean you all make a social media post that puts that as one of the benefits, or when you're talking to people and they're kind of on the fence, that's something else you can throw out that might push them over. So I just wanted to add that in.
Absolutely agree. So let's talk about a couple different options that you have that you can use to communicate with customer support. So first and foremost is email communication, which is just simple hello@therootbrands.com. I will delineate a couple of those. So we do have a contact us page, which is on the website that you can use, which just goes to hello at. So just another way in which that you can communicate. You can also just go to your email inbox and say, start a new mail and send it to hello@therootbrands.com, and it's going to get to us. You can also go to the website and click contact us. And then that's another ticket, which is also email. But what you'll do is you'll put in obviously your email so that we can respond back to you. The other option also is you can do that contact us form on the RPS back office, which is the VIP support. You have to be an RPS member to have access to that. The other option, which I was really excited to launch worldwide, is live calls. So you can also call the phone number, and that phone number, I believe we have it on the deck here, is also on the bottom right-hand corner of the website. You can call that, and if we don't answer, leave a voicemail, and we will call you back in an appropriate time as soon as somebody is online. The next option, which we're constantly updating, we're constantly building out, and we're utilizing new metrics, is the live chat bot that's on the website. So in the lower the lower right-hand corner, there's a little like bot that'll pop up that will give you an interaction that you can ask simple questions. Now, obviously, because there are some AI aspects to that, you can't ask super complex questions, but you can say, need to talk to customer support, would like to discuss with a live agent, or my order is missing, or help me find my order. So think really short, complex questions to that. And then FAQ pages, which is really just frequently asked questions, which we do have that website that's tied in with Zendesk, that all of our FAQs are available, and we're slowly building them out. And we'll go through a couple of those metrics and what the FAQ page really looks like. And really some of the data that we've been seeing that Matt and I have been really dissecting is like, what are some of the most popular FAQs, because we see how many times a customer or an ambassador clicks on them. So it's exciting to see that some of the information that's being put on the FAQ page is one being utilized and also being read. So really talking about emailing, you know, our goal is we always try to get a response within 24 hours. And now obviously Saturday and Sunday does not fall within that 24-hour response time, because if you email us on Friday night, we're going to get back to you on Monday in the order one that you have contacted us in. And also as soon as the agents come on. So what we've done, and let me go back here because I missed this, is what we've done with our agents, and we'll talk to you about who our agents are. We have some fun pictures so you can kind of really meet the team, is that we have agents specifically placed throughout the world. One, that we get coverage so that we're not having agents that work, let's just say like in the Philippines, right? That's a common practice in customer support departments where they have agents in the Philippines and they just basically work like midnight to 7 a.m. their time, which is, during the business hours of our time. So what we've done is we've taken a different approach with our agents to utilize them so that they're working their normal business hours, and they're also helping us since we do have a large population in Europe. So I just wanted you to see the Monday through Friday and the hours here on this page. So our initial response time currently is around 16 hours. Our goal is 12 hours and less. We obviously say within 24 hours, we want that first contact. And it's really spread across all ways in contacting us, whether that's the chatbot, the email, or the contact us, or also a phone call. They're really all within that frame. And that's taking out the RPS VIP contact. So I want to make sure that that is really a separate entity that's within its own. And then automations and triggers are set up in a way that the routing emails, that when you do send an email, it's triggering and automating because it's reading your email and it's identifying some of the questions or what you might be asking, and it's going to filter that email. So there could be something science-based, and it's going to fetch that email. It's going to give it to the appropriate department. And it's going to identify maybe if you have an order question. So we have these triggers that really reads the emails, that's going to track what the email is saying and where it's best going to be answered, because we have these little groups of certain teams on customer support that answer specific questions. Matt, I'm going to check in, or Duquesne, I'm going to check in with you guys if you have anything to add. No? Good. Duquesne, you're good?
Well, I would say the only thing, and I know you're going to show this later, I think you had said, but our response time is down to 16 hours now. It used to be maybe a year and a half ago, closer to 24 hours or a little longer. So I know I've talked with some of you all about it, but our customer service time and their response time has got much quicker and a lot better, and we are continuing to try to get better. But if you have customers or other ambassadors you know who kind of stopped reaching out to customer service because they weren't getting responses quick enough, I would maybe recommend that they try it again, because it has got so much better. And Patrick and Matt will go over our rating later on. But it's one of the biggest increases. I mean, we're really impressed right now with our customer service team. So just those of you all who haven't tried it in a while, please don't be worried about long response times or anything like that.
Yes. And then the other aspect about tickets is we always try to do, it's called FIFO, so first in, first out. So those of you who maybe worked in a restaurant know what first in, first out means. It basically means the first one in is the first one that gets handled and taken care of. And then obviously there is a direct connection between our website and our platform Zendesk, and there is a direct response and access. So it's seeing a lot of information, whether it's like your name, your email address, your phone number, a lot of just like your contacts. And because we've gained so much time in building that data, we're basically building a profile about you so we can see any past issues, and it's going to tailor the way in which customer support directly interacts or handles some of your issues. So let's just say I see who's on my front page. I see Roland on my front page. Hey, Roland. So let's just say Roland has been a customer of ours for a year and a half. One, awesome. We love seeing that data, because not that it's going to change how we're interacting with it, but it does make an impact on aspects in which how that customer is being taken care of. Two, let's say that Roland has had 4 issues with shipping or a disruption in their shipping. We're going to be more appeased to do something, automatically send it, upgrade shipping, refund shipping, and really go above and beyond to take care of the customer. And that's one of the things that I like about building a profile around the customer, is we can see if there's been any prior, so that you don't have to say, this has happened to me 3 times in a row. What's going on? Or why isn't my shipping getting delivered? Now, barring that, I also want to make sure we ship to 80 plus different countries right now. So there are a lot of discrepancies in shipping in certain countries. So I don't want people to hyper focus on that particular issue. I'm just picking out a super basic issue that could potentially happen, or that a customer could contact support about, that we would look at the user's profile to make sure that nothing else has happened in the past about that, or, you know, trying to solve something so that we understand like a status of frustration that you might have if this has been like the third time it's happened. And then we also have direct access to all the orders and making sure, and that includes RPS and regular orders. So our chatbot, this has been, and it still is, an overarching, just complete build out of an automation tool that is going to respond to how you interact with it. And it is learning, and it is being updated on a daily and weekly basis. And so during business hours, we are taking live chat. There is a lot of interaction between our customer support and IT, and also us here at HQ. That is an interaction tool that we're discussing. If there is, like, let's just say an order of importance, or, hey, I have a customer on live chat, they're having trouble checking out, their credit card isn't working, an order isn't being delivered, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A live chat is a really great tool that you can, one, if they're online, be responsive and get a direct answer. But what's also great, and that's been integrated and slowly built out and learning, is that if you ask a particular question, kind of like what's on the screen here, is that if you ask that, you'll get prompted to look at an FAQ article that corresponds with the question you might ask. Now, maybe that's confusing and you don't want that type of interaction. Maybe you just want your handheld, which is perfectly fine. I'm the same way. I hate getting sent to an FAQ page. No offense, Matt. But I'd rather somebody tell me, no, you need to do this, because I'm dealing with another issue with with work stuff, that they're sending me to an FAQ page because this two-factor authentication. And I'm like, can you just spell it out for me and tell me what I need to do, please? I don't want to have to read about this. I don't have the time to read about this. So depending on who you are and what you like and how you like your interaction, you can either find the answer yourself through the Root FAQ page, which has pictures and text and updates about how to interact or solve your issue, or you can talk with a live customer support agent. And if what's great about the chat is if the agent isn't online, it'll turn into a customer support ticket. And so no need to worry if an agent isn't online and your chat message went out. You will be responded to with an email, because if you have interacted with a chatbot before, you have to give your name, your email. And so it's now building a profile about you, and then it'll go in the queue so that an agent will get back to you when they do come back online. And it goes into that first in, first out. Anything to add, Duquesne? Matt? Good to go?
I actually wanted to stop you for a second, because we got a question from Verena asking that she wants to send an attachment, like a screenshot. So Verena, it is better to just send an email directly to hello@therootbrands.com. But here's the cool alternative. If you use a contact form, you will automatically get an auto response from Zendesk. So our platform will immediately send you a message. As soon as that happens, you just reply to that message with a picture, and it connects it to that same thread. So that's the whole point of it.
Yeah, that's actually a great point, Matt, because there's been some times when I've interacted with customer support, and as soon as you send an email, you'll get that automation saying, hey, we received your response. Our agents are working on it, yada, yada, yada. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. You can reply to that, and it doesn't get lost. It keeps tracking it. So you can send 70 emails to that one ticket, and they'll all be bunched in that one ticket response. So maybe all right, let's just say I'm freaking out because it's Friday, and I'm like, hey, where's my order? It was supposed to get here today and I didn't get it. And then by chance, USPS delivers it the next morning, you can respond to that email where it says, hey, we received your ticket, and say, hey, sorry, I got ahead of myself. I actually just got it. USPS forgot to drop it off yesterday. They dropped it off this morning. No need to contact me, and we'll just close out the ticket. That's a very basic example of you interacting with the ticket and then letting customer support know, hey, my order got here. No need. You can just, you don't need to respond to this ticket. Or I didn't get my clean slate in my box. And by the way, here's the picture of my box. It wasn't in there. And you can send that image after you get that response back, to Verina's point. So thank you for bringing that up, Matt. So calls. A lot of our calls currently are US based, and obviously voice messages are a top priority for us of what we are currently accepting. People will just call and then leave a voice message. We will always give a call back. We try to accept most calls directly, but there are stipulations around the times in which we are receiving those calls when we are online. And so if you just call that phone number, which is on the bottom of the website, I believe it's on the lower right-hand side, that you can just call, there'll be a nice voice message. It'll beep, and then you leave, hey, my name is Patrick. I have an issue, order number, da, 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 da. Here's my first and last name. You can give your email. Please contact me back, or you can email me back. Please get back to me as soon as you can, whatever. Customer support agent will contact you back as soon as they're online and they get to your ticket. Now, we group tickets. We don't treat one or the other. So a call or a chat or an email, the only time that we treat or take precedence on a certain channel is VIP support for our RPS members. Like we put in the beginning of this presentation, it's a first in, first out. So don't think that there is a great time to call and a bad time to call, or a good time to chat and a bad time to chat. There are no good or bad times. It's always great to do whatever you're comfortable with. Our goal as a business and as a company is to provide multiple channels in which you can interact with us to whatever it is that you feel comfortable doing. If you like making phone calls, great. We're going to call you back. If you like texting on the chat bot, text us on the chat bot. If you like sending an email, email us to hello@therootbrands.com on your phone or on your computer, on your iPad, whatever it is that you're using. If you rather fill out the contact us form, fill out the contact us form. We are going to meet you where you're at. So whatever it is that you're comfortable with, that's what we'll respond to you with. The other aspect that I want to put is that if you do contact us on a Saturday or on a Sunday or on a Friday night, please note that we won't get back to you until Monday. And I've had some interactions with some ambassadors and some customers, and they're like, it's been 3 days. And it's like, well, you messaged us on Friday afternoon. We got back to you on Monday morning once we got through all of our tickets in the order that they were received. That's why it took those 3 days. So keep that in mind when you are communicating with your customers and or understanding when you're going to get a response time. I like to know if a response time is over its certain window. And so a lot of times, and we'll talk a little bit more about this because I know Duquesne probably has some more to share about this as well, is that if you are in the Platinum or Silver or in the Root Brands Ambassador Telegram channel and you message, my first question, or if you have my phone number and you text me, my first question always is, did you contact support? Because if the customer or you contacted customer support and then contact me and then contact Duquesne or Ted or Matt or Clayton or whomever, we're having multiple people that are interacting with this ticket that are trying to solve it and get you taken care of. And so our best practice is always that it needs to go through customer support so we can track it, but we also want to make sure that we're not doubling up. And so let's just say a product was missed or forgotten from the package, we don't want to send 2 of those now items, because a lot of times if there's a mispick or if a mistake happens from human error, there are times that product could be missing from the package and you're just trying to get it sent to you. Duquesne, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I was gonna say what you said. So it just helps us a lot to have it in the customer service because it's tracked. Patrick and I
Yes.
don't track. We don't go fix a problem and then put it in the system. The only other thing I was going to add is that if you do end up getting an answer on Saturday or Sunday because Matt has some free time and he ends up working, or Patrick and I end up clocking on, that's an exception. So just, you kind of got lucky. Patrick and I know Matt, we do work weekends sometimes. It's not the norm, but I know some of you all probably have got responses on weekends. So in that case, you all just kind of got lucky. Sometimes we get bored and then we help you all out, even though we're technically not working. So just feel lucky those times. That's all I was going to add.
Amazing. Yes. I really want to make sure that that's hit home, right? Because long gone are the days where I really have the ability, and Duquesne and even Matt, to like handle a customer support issue. My first goal is always contact support. I like knowing about certain things. Like there was a couple times where it was a manufacturing issue and somebody was like, hey, I think it was Jill from the Detox Girls. It was maybe like the dropper. Something had happened with the dropper on like a bottle or two. And it was good to know the lot number and the manufacturing expiration date so that we can get back to the manufacturer. And what Jill did, which was really good, was that she messaged me and said, hey, customer support is already notified. They're handling it. I just want you to know so that you can talk to the manufacturing facility or the channels that be, whomever it is that needs to be communicated will understand what's going on. And so that's a really great example of like Duquesne and I would love to know that. God forbid if there's something that's happening, or, maybe if a Relive Greens is tasting funny or something happened with a product. Yes, HQ needs to know about that so that we can make sure that we code that, we lot it, and we mark it in a book so that we know something might have happened with a particular product. But the first and foremost expectation is always go to customer support. All right. The FAQ site.
Woo!
Woohoo! Let's go. Matt, will you put the URL for the FAQ site in the chat bot so everyone can take a look at it? So the FAQ site is a page that's connected to Zendesk, but it's through the Root Brands website. And so the look and feel is Root. You're going to see the FAQ drop downs. You're going to have all these different fun little subjects that you can, select from. And so you'll see that there's several different articles, and these are just a select few that are on there. Orders, refunds, shipping, Root Prime, RPS, how to log in and register, certain product questions, dosage guidelines, referral links, Root ambassadors, what it all means, what to do, and how do I interact with it. There's videos that correspond with these that connect with our YouTube. There's educational aspects so that you can monitor and figure out which way to go or what to do. And so FAQ pages is a really good place to send if you have a customer in your downline that might be confused or not know what to do with certain subjects. You can also vote on an article. So let's just say you read an article, and not to throw him under the bus, but Matt's the guy that wrote a lot of them. But if you don't like it and you're like, man, Matt did a bad job at this article, or Matt did an awesome job at this article, you can vote. And we look at that data each week because we're making changes to it. So if you're on the chat bot and you're interacting with the FAQ and it directs you to the FAQ page and it solved your problem, awesome. Smash that thumbs up. We'd love to know that. It's going to help us so that we can dial these in. And what the data has shown, which is absolutely phenomenal, is that what's the percentage that we're solving now? Is it 70, Matt, over tickets?
If you are taking into account the FAQ and the chat bot and everything else that's automated, I think that the last time we were comparing it, I actually adapted it to our monthly income, and it went over 40%. So it was at 46 to 48%, but data varies.
So around so just to translate that, thank you, Matt, is that 46% of you are finding your own answers instead of waiting for a customer support agent to contact you back, which means you don't have to wait. There's less time of interacting and you're solving your problem right then and there, which is a huge win for us, which I love that aspect of our interactions with customer support, because you know that if you have a downline with a customer that has an issue, you can send them somewhere where they're going to find an answer, where maybe 2 years ago, we really didn't have those systems set up. And so it was kind of just all based upon, a Duquesne, myself, a Clay, a Ted, a Dr. Ram, of like figuring out or giving you the answer or helping you find out that answer. Setting these systems in place help us with our scalability. They help us as we grow. They also help us with the translation aspect from opening up in several different countries. And so you'll see here on the contact form, you can use submit a request. You can always pick a topic you want to discuss, and it really works the same as the contact form on our website.
I just want to give an example of how a way I've heard Ambassador use this that I thought was really genius.
I want to know.
But they keep an eye on their group, and anytime they have somebody become an ambassador, the first thing they send them is our MassPay. I think it's called MassPay for Beginners. So immediately, because I know that's a common issue, is, oh, I'm an ambassador now. Well, how can I actually pull out funds for this? So they have a little like congratulations email. They send it out, and it has 2 or 3 explanations. I believe they also put a explanation on the rewards plan as well, but they send the rewards plan, MassPay for Beginners, and the like welcome to being an ambassador FAQ. And that's part of their like congratulations email. And it's been very helpful from what they've said to me, that their people who become ambassadors love getting that because it's kind of a personalized response, and it also has a lot of the basic information. So I just wanted to send. This is the article that's MassPay for Beginners, and it really does. It like walks you through the first time using MassPay. So I think Matt did a really good job on that one. But that's just a way as an ambassador you can use this and really make the FAQ page your own and help your community that way. You can pick and choose which pages you think work the best. And then all of a sudden, you basically have your own customer service for your customers or your ambassadors. So that's just an idea that you all can take or throw away if you think it's horrible.
Yeah. And again, thank you, Duquesne. I love that.
Well,
Our goal here is that, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, well, I actually wanted to touch on you said, the voting part, right? Which is really cool. We want everyone to vote, because if you guys vote, then we know which articles are, bad and which ones are good. But I really, really want to make sure that we take away the I'm going to call it the emotional part of voting, in the sense of, if you read an article that just says something, it could be well written, but you just don't like what it says, that does not necessarily deserve a downvote. So that was my objective part I wanted to put in there.
We do get that sometimes.
Of course you would say that, Matt. So here's here's 2 stats that I wanted everyone to show. This is data that we look at, and Matt and I are analyzing this on a weekly basis. And what's really exciting here is you see the interactions of articles, so FAQ pages that are being clicked on. And so when you're looking at like a clean slate FAQ, is 30% of you are clicking on a clean slate FAQ, logging in, Europe shipping, or MassPay for Beginners, which Duquesne just shared.
Yeah.
And then what you're seeing in the graph below, monthly tickets, is that our ticket count has started to drop, but our FAQ article clicks have increased. And so that means faster response times. That means better customer interactions. We're solving issues faster, and we're getting through any problems that could arise very, very fast. So really wanted to just talk through really how automation is helping us, you know, through the chat, obviously the chat bot, the interaction with a live agent and or it getting answered via email after that, FAQ suggestions, you know, so that's kind of like the order in which it goes through when you're interacting with that chatbot, excuse me, routing to an online agent, really having some automated responses and creating suggestions for responses. These are things that we're putting in place that we're constantly looking at from a weekly and monthly standpoint. And a lot of the data and how you guys are interacting with customer support are helping us lead those decisions. So I'm a huge data nerd. I love looking at the numbers and I love using numbers to make good business decisions that benefit each and every one of you for the betterment of the company. Because at the end of the day, getting you your products as soon as possible, making sure there's zero interruptions in getting those products, and making sure that anytime there might be a potential issue or a problem with checking out or ordering or anything on the website, it's getting solved as quick as can be. So Zendesk automated emails, really making sure that we're automating those. There are a lot of times when a simple response might seem like it's very generic, but it's an automated response that a customer support agent might use. We call them macros. And that's really like a predetermined set of text about, I can't log in, or how do I change my password? Really basic, simple stuff. And then getting analytics of reporting and creating those statistics on response times and then satisfaction ratings. A lot of you, if you've interacted with customer support, I am absolutely psychotic about our satisfaction rating. I'm constantly pushing Matt and the customer support team. My goal is always 96%, which is, you know, I'm shooting for the moon and hopefully I'm going to land amongst the stars. But we've been hovering in the high 80s to low 90s in these last, what, 6 months, Matt? 6 months, right? Yeah, around there. So we have shot up incredibly thanks to each and every one of you, and also to Matt's hard work and his training and the effort in which that he's put into our customer support team, and also creating a lot of these systems and interactions that we're utilizing. And then obviously phone, we have phone calls, voice messages, if that's something that you really like doing. And then the guide, which is really just articles that are most viewed, most helpful articles, and which articles we have to change. So again, I know that we've said this, really what our goals are is to, you know, look, if it was a perfect world, no issues, no problems, right? But we're human and there are issues that are going to pop up. We have a lot of working aspects on the back end of the website. And so our goal is to always create a better chat widget, if you will, of interaction with customers, whether that's on the FAQ page or on the chat bot. We want to make your experience phenomenal. We are constantly updating that chatbot. We are focusing more on article suggestions and making sure that the articles are constantly being updated. God forbid if we change something on the website, we change a login mechanism, we change the checkout process, we change an aspect about how you interact with the website, we're going to make that change on the FAQ article first and foremost. Currently, what's great right now is that we are translating the FAQ page into German and Slovenian. We should have that launched soon. We are working tirelessly on translating a couple different aspects. I know the website's being translated right now in Slovenian and Arabic. We're doing a couple of things on the back end, but the FAQ page translation in the German and Slovenian is a top priority for us. One, Matt speaks Slovenian fluent, so that's why we're doing it in Slovenian, but also we know how important German is. So we are doing that actively right now to make a better experience for our customers. We wanted to take a moment to introduce each and every one of you. As silly and fun these photos might seem, they are a great tool for you to see a face with a name. And what I really wanted to do here is, one, show you our individuals and really who they are, let you know that you are talking with live individuals. Like I said, we have customer support agents all over the world. And I really wanted to take a moment to show you who the team was. So obviously Matt is helping run. He's our director of customer support. He is overseeing all interactions with customer service. We have Vanya right here in the middle, who is in the Ukraine. And then Uliana is in the Ukraine as well, who's here on the right. We have Elena down here on the right-hand side, who is in Mexico. She's been really excited since we launched the Mexico country and is really helping us not only interact with our Mexican leaders, but also, you know, our logistics centers in Mexico, because she speaks fluent Spanish. So it's a great aspect to have her on the team. Andrej is from Bosnia, and obviously Matt lives in Slovenia.
I'm upset I didn't get an honorary picture up there. I feel like I helped out enough that I should be an honorary member at this point.
You're working to be a ghost.
pictures.
You're supposed to be a ghost, Duquesne. So with that being said, that is really what I wanted to share with each and every one of you. So I wanted to make sure, and it looks like Duquesne has been also responding in German, which is really great. Good job.
Yeah, I got my DeepL up.
I would have just believed you if you said I am fluent in German now. Everyone
We need
would
to have Sam on here. I don't know why I'm messing with this when we have someone that speaks
He's
German.
listening in next to me, so he's sitting
Sam,
next to me.
you need to be answering this next time.
Look, our goal is 0 issues. We live in a world where there's humans and there's going to be sometimes a mistake. Sometimes a problem might arise and might snowball. And our goal is always to make sure that we can fail forward. We always say that here at HQ. We're always working on failing forward. We're always trying to make ourselves better. I think that's the part that we need to really understand, is that the goal is to have 0 issues, but understand that there might be some problems that occur, and we're going to solve them and make them better. And a lot of times when you message myself or Duquesne, or even Ted will ask, hey, have you contacted customer support? I can probably point on the home screen about each and every one of you that's contacted me about a customer support issue, and I will get the email of the associate, and I'll go to make sure that the agent that's working with you is taking care of you and is doing what they're supposed to, or is handling it in the right manner. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've gotten so great, is because I've given Matt an incredible amount of examples of, hey, we shouldn't have done this. We shouldn't have handled it like this. We should have done this. Or we should have just shipped them another product. Like, don't make them wait for the USPS to get them their product. So know that the first response, you know, first one on the scene of the accident is always going to be our customer support team. We want them engaged. We want the problem solved as quickly as possible, because I'm going to be honest, Clay, Ted, Duquesne, myself, we really sometimes don't have the time to be on our phone and to be able to go on our computer and find out what's going on with a problem with an order, let's just say. If it's an IT issue, that might be a little bit of a different story. I think it's still great to utilize our customer support team, but also let us know that you are interacting with customer support. But long gone are the days where we have the ability to be able to juggle managing a customer support issue. So we want to make sure that you guys are contacting support, because they're tracked and there's data in those numbers of individuals contacting support about said issue. So please make sure that if you message me on WhatsApp that your customer is missing clean slate from their order, and if I'm traveling, it might take me some time to see that message and to get a response. And 9 times out of 10, I'll probably say, hey, message support, because I can't get to it right now, and they'll get to you faster, especially if you're an RPS member. And it's not that Duquesne or myself or Ted or Clay don't want to help you. It's just that we don't have the time to be able to pick that up and try and solve that problem. Duquesne, you have anything you want to share on that aspect?
No, I think that sums it up well. And I mean, you all are very understanding when we say we're traveling or doing stuff. So honestly, most of the people I'm seeing on here, I feel like I've seen their names or at least helped them with a lot of stuff, like 50%. But if you all could pass on that information to people who aren't on here as often or who might not know us as well, that would be very helpful. Of, again, when somebody becomes an ambassador and you all are adding someone new to the community, this can be information that you pass on. Or maybe this video can be a, hey, you're a new customer, here's some information about our customer service. So again, a lot of the people on here do that already, but it would be great to keep passing that on to new people and people who aren't here.
Exactly. And look, the goal of this meeting was to just really, you know, lift up the hood and show you the engine and that we're working with that is humming as a wonderful Corvette V8. But at the end of the day, we have systems in place to service each and every one of you. And if there isn't a break or a disruption in that service, we want to know about it because we're going to make it better. And so I'm not saying that we're 100% across the board, amazing and perfect in every aspect. We're always thriving to be better. And our customer interaction and our customer response is always a priority. That is always takes precedence over everything. The last thing that I wanted to bring up, and we are at our time here.
I do know, Patrick, I know Clayton wants to talk with people for a little bit.
Oh,
So
he
maybe
does?
in 5 minutes. Yeah.
Got it. I'll finish on this note.
All right.
Is that a part of our customer support team is also Trustpilot. And I know that we have our Trustpilot review page. We have a review page that's set up that's one giving reviews. So if you have received a product and you received an email asking you to leave a review on said product, please make sure that you are filling that out and giving a great or honest review about said product and or the company. A lot of you are introducing the brand to new customers, and that is a really great tool when you go to a website. That's why Amazon was so great. They invented this whole customer review, is showing that others are using said product and are experiencing some similar results and are liking that said product. So our Trustpilot is really an arm and an extension of customer support. And that interaction is a great tool to use because other customers can see that. So if you have received an email from Trustpilot asking you to leave a review, please don't delete that email. We love those customer reviews. That is all I have for you today, folks.